Sanity, and I'm a digital marketer. I'm author of the blog Digital Marketing Conclave and host of the Content Marketing Show podcast. And today, this video is all about the top challenges faced by new content creators. New content creators, and in fact, content creators everywhere, have a tough life. They have to juggle with multiple responsibilities, multiple demands on their time, and these are some of the challenges that they face. The first of which is purpose. So they know that they want to create content about something, and they also know that they're passionate about this. But somewhere the allure of fame and money seems to sap the joy of content creation completely from the content creators. So what should a newbie content creator do? The first thing that you should do in case you're beginning your content creation journey is to fix your purpose. You need to know what your vision for content creation is. What is the mission of your content creation? And if it sounds too dirty, don't worry. That can act as a navigational guide for your content whenever you get stuck in the future. Because that vision, you can keep channeling that back in during your process, and that sort of sets you on the path right whenever you're having struggles with motivation, or perhaps whenever you feel that the journey is not giving you the results that you had anticipated. So first, find your purpose. Why are you creating content? What does it mean? What is your vision for doing this? Whose life do you want to impact by doing this? The second challenge faced by new content creators is prioritization. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are simply too many things that almost all of us are dealing with. Some of them are doing content creation as a side hustle. So along with their jobs, they have to find out the time to devote time to this new process with the expectation that things will start picking up quickly. But with content creation and social media success, the trend is that it does take time, and the process does take time. So you have to establish what your priorities are. You can get bogged down by chasing too many things at the same time. Should I look for subscribers through email marketing? Should I start posting content on all the 10 channels that I know my peers are doing? Or should I start doing paid ads? Declutter your life. Find out what is your top priority. For the first few months, it could just be getting to the first 100 subscribers. And from there on, you can build on micro targets. Okay, to get the first 100 subscribers, I need to do items A, B, and C. So try to find out what are the top priority items amongst the 100, or so things that you have on plans, and create the 6 months, 9 months plan, the 3 months, 6 months, 9 months plan, which will give some sanity to your content creation process. The third challenge faced by almost all new content creators is consistency. You can't go from doing like 6 posts in month 1 to 0 posts in month 2, and then again couple of posts in month 3. There has to be certain consistency. Readers love consistency. They want to know what to expect, and you have to respect what the reader wants, right? So consistency also gives you credibility amongst your TG, because then it looks like you have an established editorial calendar and you are committed to your craft. So to deal with the consistency gap, you can set up a lot of automation, right? So in case you are on vacation, right, but your blog still is there, it needs to churn out content. So use automation tools. Small automation tools are available for posting, for promotion, and I have done a short video on automation, and I'll link that in the comments. So try to use marketing automation as much as possible to give yourself consistency, to give your content creation process consistency. The fourth challenge. Now let's talk about the fourth challenge: time management. Very, very crucial. As content creators, we're constantly struggling to feed the content monster. Apart from that, juggling so many responsibilities, perhaps a full-time job, family, other responsibilities. So it's important for you to identify big chunks of time, or perhaps exclusive chunks of time, where you can do the work that you do best, that's content creation. For example, I typically reserve chunks of time in the evening, which is for my writing. And at all other times, whenever I find probably a 20-minute or a 30-minute break, I schedule in some time for promotions. Because I don't want to do content creation in those short breaks. It's not very productive. I'm not at my writing best. So that's how I typically manage time. There are many other time management hacks. If not hacks, let's call them strategies. There are many other time management strategies which content creators can use to maximize the content that they generate. You have to find out what works for you. If it's getting up early in the morning, then great. If you find it easy to work in the night, then great. But one solid chunk or block of exclusive time that you can reserve for creating content, not promoting, creating content, because that's our bread and butter, right? The fifth challenge that most content creators face is frequency. With frequency, I mean that sometimes there'll be anticipated downtimes, but you cannot be creating content every day and promoting it every day. It's exhausting. I have done it, right? So you cannot have a hand to mouth existence for the content. So you need to create content in advance, schedule it in advance, so that you have some runway for the next bit of content. All right, and this is again where I have used automation, and almost every content creator uses automation. So if I find on a day that I'm particularly productive, so that solid chunk of time that I have in the evening, I create posts for the future, which almost everyone does. And that's how you should also you should also build strategies like this. So frequency can only come when you have a solid week, anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks of advanced content, if not more. And I know content creators who work with longer runway than that. All right, so that's all about frequency. The next challenge that most content creators face is competition. Yes, competition is scary, and especially if you're competing with more established, more well-known, credible content creators who are your peers, who wouldn't be who wouldn't feel trepidation in a situation like that. We all do, right? The thing that you should do is stop seeing how many followers they have, stop seeing what likes and comments they are getting on their content. You have to see what you can emulate in their process. So if there's anything that you feel you can adopt, great, by all means go for it. Because it may have worked for them, it might work for you, it might not, but that's the way you should look at competition, right? Enabling yourself to take best practices from everyone, not seeing the outcomes. If you follow the process right, you are anyway going to get to the outcomes. So that's how I see competition. Ultimately, everyone's journey is unique, and it's this journey of a content creator that struggles, the times when we are almost close to giving up. That's what makes it all worth it. Okay, so that's part of the journey. After competition, I think the next challenge that almost every content creator faces is how to project authority. All right, and this is especially true of young content creators who try to project themselves as an expert when they are not, and this is when some dissonance sets in. The reader is not looking for authority always, right? And this actually harms the reputation and credibility of some young content creators. What you need to do is to bring your own unique perspective, right? Your own unique value to the table. If you feel that you're not an expert, perhaps youth is your expertise, right? Perhaps that entire energy, that vitality is your expertise, right? That certain energy has its own vibe. So don't try to emulate other experts. Don't try to project authority if you're an amateur. Your learning journey itself can be the greatest hook for your readers. The fact that you're learning and sharing, seeing what works, experimenting to knowing what works, that itself is your story. All right, and remember, there are people who project themselves as experts all the time. The world doesn't need more people who project themselves as experts and they are not. They need more people who can explain things simply. And let me narrate an example that my own journey with projecting authority. So initially, with my blog, I was very keen that I need to come off as an expert. I need people to respect me, and I started using a tone of voice that was not at all what my TG was used to. And I also started to project authority in certain subjects because that's what was encouraged. So fake it till you make it. But ultimately I realized that that's doing me more harm. I was spending so much time in trying to project a certain image that I was not I was losing touch with what was uniquely me. So nowadays I try to always project learning experiences instead of expertise, and that I think readers appreciate. They can spot a fake a mile away. Remember, readers respect true vulnerability instead of fake expertise. So that's how I think you should you should approach projecting authority as. The next challenge that we are going to talk about is promotion. Now, promotion can be its own monster, right? So you're already dealing with content creation, and as a new content creator, all of this can be very daunting. How many platforms should I be on? Okay, so and so is on all the platforms. Am I missing out on a certain platform because I'm not on it? But there are only so many hours. So what do I do? Calm down. See, you don't need to be present on all social media platforms that your peers and your competitors are on. You only should be on those platforms where your target audience is present. And also amongst that, if you feel you cannot do justice to all the platforms, not to worry. Choose the ones. If it's a couple, great. If it is 3 channels or 4 channels, great. So choose the 4 platforms where you feel you can do justice to the content strategy there, right? Because every platform has its own content strategy. Of course, you can do some repurposing. You can you can cross promote and cross post some content, but at the end of the day, you have to respect every platform, respect every channel. So choose a platform or a channel only if you feel you can last that channel, if you can do justice to that channel, and let your competitors or let your peers do what they're doing. At one point you'll reach a tipping point where you feel you will have refined your process, and that's more important. Once your process has been refined, scaling is not difficult, right? Once your process has been refined, you identify which chunks of time you can create content in, early in the morning, late in the night. You set your scheduling tools in a way that your content is always getting posted. You constantly have a pipeline of new ideas. So once the process is set, so scaling from 3 channels to 10 channels won't be difficult, but first set your process. All right, and that's why don't get daunted by promotions right away. Choose the ones where you feel your TA is present, the ones where you can do justice, and from there on you can grow. The next challenge that most content creators face is mentorship or advice. Content creation is a very lonely journey, all right, and that's where it helps to have a community of like-minded people. And the biggest advantage, or I would say the beauty of such a community, is not everyone will be there in the same at the same point. Someone will have a slightly advanced journey, others will be catching up. So all of you can learn from each other. All of you can share best practices. I have my own group. Almost every content creator has their own group or network. If you are beginning, if you're just kickstarting your content creation journey, you may be wondering, okay, from where can I get these people? This is another task that I have to do. Don't worry. You may have friends who have started content creation the way you are doing, or you may have met someone in a webinar, or perhaps in a training session, or even your colleagues, even people from your family members. Even if if you're able to get at least one person, great. More than one, great. If you're not able to get someone, just find someone with whom you can share your daily content creation struggles with, because that vending out, that is sort of catharsis. So find someone, find a community which appreciates your content creation journey. The final challenge that we're going to talk about today is motivation. Very, very, very challenging. Content creators don't see the ROI of their work right away. Sometimes it takes years before content creator can actually hit scale. Okay, and then further down the line, you can get sponsorship opportunities, brand collaborations, all of that happens. And then along comes a pandemic which may upset some of these plans. Okay, so don't worry in case you are not able to hit ROI right away. It's important for you to stay motivated, fix your process, as I've said before. Fix your process. Once your process is fixed, you will find that results will follow. To stay motivated, find something that helps you connect with your vision with every content piece that you create. All right, and that's why I have said that finding the vision is very important. Connecting with your purpose is very important. I have created a short blog post for how bloggers can remain motivated. I'll link it in the comment section below. Please keep watching this channel in case you find it useful. Feel free to hop on over to my blog where I post about interesting things in content, and let me know if you have any questions about how to address a particular challenge. I'll be most happy to answer that. Thank you and have a nice day.